All right, can anyone hear me? Anyone see me? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good today. Nice to see you. Who's all here? I see Jeremy in SpongeBob's voice. I'm ready. That's good. Travis Niles. Awesome. Good to see you. Gare, how do I say it? Yep, loud and clear. Hales, how's it going? So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a preset with the Pod Go. How many here right now have a Pod Go? Or maybe any other Line 6 product. What do you guys play through? You might be hoping to play through these soon. We'll see who the winner is. Kev, let's go, JC. Mark, what's up? Brandon Durbin, thanks for all the great stuff. Appreciate it, man. I love doing it. Little backstory, Flamma sent me these. Flamma, I still don't know. They sent me these a few months ago. Made a video about this, and then never got around to this because I just had so much other stuff going on. But I made a video about this recently. Obviously, if you know about the giveaway, you probably have seen the video. And I was impressed with it. The way I would run it, I don't have it hooked up today because we're going to mess with the Pod Go. But the way I would run this is find a good cab in this first, obviously. The cab is, no matter what cab you pick, you can dial it in really easily. There's a low cut here and a high cut that is very extreme. It's not subtle, meaning you can pretty much dial in any tone you want. It's also stereo ins and outs. And what's cool, and I touched on this on the video about this pedal a few months ago. And what you can do with it is you can run, two different people can run through this with two different rigs. So like if you had two of these, you could run one into the one channel and one into the other channel. And so you could have two different people running direct through this mono, or one person stereo. If you do have stereo, there's this latency knob here on the end, and it can create some really good width. And so I think this is really good. And then the profiles on the preamp are really good as well. I think the AC31, which is like the AC30, it was really good. And I tried some of the other ones. I think even the like the Panama or the 5150 setting on there, I dialed it in and was bring the gain down so it's not so high. It's very usable. So what we'll do is I'll start the preset build just to let people get here, and then we'll have two winners. So the I don't know if it's a first or second prize because they're both great. We also have a prize over there. The first email that we get will win both of these, and then the second person that I announce will win this pedal board here. This is cool. I don't know if y'all have seen this or not. Sorry, I'm still getting over COVID in my voice. It's recovering. Anyways, there's a guy named Josh Richards that builds these. He built this for me and sent it to me. Even put some Hey Worship Leader swag on there. It's got these little rubber bumpers so that you can set it down nicely. It's got these grommets on here to put your power in. You can go like stereo in and out. There you go. Got a nice quality handle here. I actually bought another one. I should have got it out, but it's a white one over there. And like I said in the video, it fits the HX Stomp XL perfectly right here. And then he's got some nice like high quality cabinet hinge grade hinges here, so that you can put pedals on top too, and then keep all your cables and power supply and all that junk down in there kind of unseen. So this is pretty cool. He doesn't have a website or anything, but he did make a Facebook page, so I'll try to link that below. I didn't yet, but it's linked below in the giveaway video where I announced the giveaway, and I'll try to update the description. Let me plug my guitar in, and y'all verify if you can hear it. Let me see if there was any Pod Go people in here. Can we talk about the telly repping the Pod Go? Yeah, what do you want to know about the telly, Travis? That was a lot of comments. Let's see, let me catch up here. Jeff, what's up? Carlos. Wow, living in Sweden. That's awesome. California, Hector. So we have HX Stomp, HC500. Here we go. Pod Go. Brandon, awesome. HX Stomp, HX Stomp. A lot of HX Stompers. Jeremy, I got the Flame of Reverb pedal in the cave setting. Actually rocks for worship. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never messed with any of the other things, so I don't have any I don't have any experience with it. So it's good to hear that it actually sounds good. First Baptist Filipino, awesome. Are you running those in amp or direct into PA? Yeah. So these this is a cab simulator, so you can just go direct. So this is a direct solution. It doesn't have like XLR out, so you would go into a direct box, just convert to the a balanced cable to get it into your sound system. There are other pedals that go direct that I've hosted on this channel. Say hosted. The Westminster Effects, Geneva, and the Augsburg. They both have a direct. You can an XLR out, which is pretty cool. But this will go straight into a direct box. But yeah, you don't have to run into an amp. All right, let me hook this up. Make sure y'all can hear it. Get my headphones on. Running through the Reverend today. I might be able to get. Somebody asked about the telly. I might be able to show a little telly love here in a minute. There we go. All right, let me know if y'all can hear this. If it's clipping. How's that sound? Also, there was a live stream a while back where I would hit this mute button and it wasn't working. So tell me if it's working. I'm going to talk. Sorry, basically the reason is I want to mute this when I'm strumming because there's nothing worse than like hearing string noise. All right, barely, no sound. So let's work on that. I'm going to share my PodGo edit screen. On my end, it shows we have good sound. Hearing it through your mic, not the PodGo. Okay, that's not good. So let me see what the problem might be. It shows I'm getting it. Well, that's going to be a bummer if I can't fix it. I might just disconnect it and then... What about now? We hear it when you mute the mic. All right, so I was just playing and the mic was muted. Some of you said it sounds good. Some said just make sure you mute the mic. Let me just play while the mic's not muted just to verify, or is it coming through? Butch says he hears both. I'll try to mute it, but I was going to be talking while I was making this preset, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. No issues. Awesome. Okay, so let's make a preset here. I'll start, make some of it, then we'll come back and do the giveaway. So this preset I've been just playing around with. It's not in the Expanse pack. If you guys don't know about the Expanse pack, it's just an ever-growing collection of presets that I've been using. And put me back on the screen. And yeah, it's for sale on the website, heyworshipleader.com. You can go check it out. But this is a preset that I've been thinking about putting in there, and I thought, well, why not just build it with you guys, and then I can make tweaks later. So here we go. What it is I would like to use and I've been using this a lot lately live, and I really love it, and it's the jazz chorus. So let's find the jazz chorus. Let me share my... Oh yeah, there it is, the PodGo edit screen. There we go. Y'all can see the screen, I hope. And I'm gonna pick as soon as I find it here. Oh yeah, the Jazz Rivet's over here. And it automatically loads into Jazz Rivet amp. So this is how I've been dialing it in. This is what it sounds like stock. It's a really clean amp. It's supposed to be clean. And so I've been jacking up the drive pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and lower the channel volume so it don't blow anybody out. lower the bass a good bit and bring up the mids and the treble a good bit, and then it kind of gets a nice bite. Y'all hear that? How does that sound? I really like that sound. And then if it sounds too, you can add in the bass, bring up or down the presence and the bright switch. And then the next thing I like to do is go over to the mic selection. I really like the 121. It has a little more thickness, a little more bass than the 160. One of the little tips I like to do, if you need more bass, this ribbon mic right here, the 4038, is like the bassiest one in the Pod Go or the HX Stomp. This stuff will transfer to the HX Stomp in Helix as well. Sometimes I really like the tone of this mic here, but if it's too much bass, the way to get rid of bass is to slide back the distance, and then it's not so like muffled sounding, but you still get that low growl. Sounds great. Does it get grittier as you strum harder and soften up? Yeah, so yeah, I think so. I think it does pretty good. So here's some soft picking. Sorry, I was trying to let you see me playing. One of the tricks I like doing is to strum lighter to get dynamics for sure. And then I use my pickup selector all the time live. I try to keep it simple. So the neck is always a little less grittier. So yeah, it's pretty dynamic. Sorry, I forgot to mute the mic, so I'm hoping y'all can still hear that pretty well. So those are the first things I like to do with this new preset, those settings. And then I like to add a little reverb. And this is just my preference, but I like a thick room reverb. And I usually do something like this. I bring down the decay. Man, I'm not sharing my screen with you all. I'm so sorry. Got ahead of myself. There it is. My goodness, it took way too long. So here's what I like to do. Bring down the decay, bring up the pre-delay, and then mess with the mix. Sometimes a thick mix is a little too much, but it gives a nice, like a slap back feel, which I always like. Depending on what room you're in, I mean, you can get real thick with it. So I really like that. And then if you just want to, if that's too much for you, you can bring the mix back. But one tip I did want to suggest is that if you don't want to waste your 4 blocks that you have here on the Pod Go with a reverb, and you're not big into a lot of reverb, you could, like get rid of this, go back to the cab, and mess with this early reflections. It's kind of subtle, but that's what we're talking about. If you want like a subtle creating space, what this early reflections does is gives you the sense of being in a room. And so this is without it. And if we just crank it all the way up to hear what it does. So that gives you the sense of like being in a space. Kind of like having some reverb. So if you're like, I am not big on reverb, you can definitely, but you just want like a little bit of space, you can play with this and not have to waste one of your blocks on reverb. How's that sound? Does that make sense? Let's do this. let's do a giveaway. You guys ready for a giveaway? And we'll come back to the preset build. Your opinion on the stock cabs versus IRs. Been using the Royer 121, set 4 inches back on a 4x cab and love it. No idea what a game I switched to an IR. Yeah, the IR world is awesome. IR sound really good. The problem is when people are first getting started, they think they need to jump to IRs. And I would say don't jump to IRs because it can be really overwhelming. There's like, I downloaded one of David Hislop's IR packs, just one pack. And with it came like, I can't even remember, 60 or more files because he had like 6 different mics in that one speaker, but he mic'd it up with 6 different mics. And then each of those mics he blended with one of the other mics. And so it was like, and then on top of that, there were like inches away, between 1, 2, and 3 inches away from the speaker cabinet. And so it's like, you could spend hours and hours messing with IRs, and it can be fun. And if you have time to do that, or if you know exactly what you're looking for, honestly, I didn't even listen to them all. I picked a couple of what I thought were my favorite. A Royer 121, I already know is a mic I really love. I just love the characteristic of it. And sometimes I just listen to a few blends with some other mics just to try to figure out what I liked. And I've used it. I like his IRs. Michael Westbrook has some really good IRs. And so, yeah, what I've noticed about the IRs versus cabs is that it's very subtle. I don't know that you would hear the difference live, but where I do hear the difference is in how they respond to higher gain sometimes. And so there is a sense when you do an A/B, and I heard this with IRs, and I also heard this when I compared the Westminster Effects Geneva, which I love that pedal. It was another version of a amp in a box, a Vox in a box, and I dialed them in very similarly at like low gain, and then when I started adding drive, that's where it was different. How the IR versus the cab changed as the drive changed and increased, and the IR sound more natural to me. Now the difference is they are IRs. I mean, these are the cabs in the Pod Go. In essence, are IRs themselves, but meaning they're just captures of what they are, and you can mess with the different settings. You can like I showed you can mess with the different mics and the placement of where to pull the mic back, and mess with the early reflections. And so there's a lot of things you can do to make great tone without getting into IRs. But that's just kind of my rant real quick. I love IRs, have nothing against them. But if you're brand new to it, and you just got this unit and you're like, oh, I must need IRs, and you open the file and it's just like, I'm lost. I would suggest getting to know how to dial in the cabs first. And then when you're looking for something specific, then you can go get that and play around with some IRs. All right, let's do the giveaway. So I'm going to pull up the first giveaway. Like I always do, I'm going to just share an email, and I'm not going to give the whole email. I'm going to give like the first 3 letters and the where the email's from, like Gmail. And today they're both from Gmail. So if you signed up with an email that's not Gmail, sorry, you didn't win, because both of these are Gmail emails. So here we go. The winner of these 2 pedals, the email starts with G-U-G. G-U-G. And then there are 4 more characters at gmail.com. So winner number 1, G-U-G, 4 more characters, I won't say, at gmail.com. If that's you, reach out to me at jimmy@heyworshipleader.com, and I will mail you your pedals. You're the winner. Congrats. Sorry I'm coughing so much. Yeah, so I tried to look up a name. I don't have a name. All I have is the email. So GUG, 4 characters at gmail.com. Congrats. You're the winner. Let's see. We have a comment. I've been having an issue with my stop. It tends to sound thin when it runs straight into our church PA. We really appreciate your inputs. P.S. I'm new to the digital. Yeah, I've heard people say that. Yeah, congrats to whoever won. I know I hate that I can't get names on the giveaway platform that I use. House of Jesse Worship. Not even sure you entered the giveaway, but just here for the content. Yes, and we have one more giveaway. So that was the first giveaway, And here in a minute, I'll go ahead and do the other giveaway before we jump back on the preset build. But yeah, to answer the issue of sounding thin. So the first step is making sure you have clear communication with your production team to make sure that they're not trying to do the things to your signal that they would normally do to an amp, like put a gate on, and they may have EQ based on what they think a regular amp sounds like. You can take care of all that kind of stuff in your PodGo or HX Stomp Helix unit yourself. So I always just try to say, hey, this is what this is, because they may not understand if they're used to miking up amps and stuff that are noisy and have issues. They may not understand what your PodGo, Helix, HX Stomp is. So you can tell them you already have the ability to put on an input gate, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. So it's nice and quiet. It's not like a regular amp. And then make sure they take off all the EQ and show them your preset, and then they can communicate with you. And I would do this at a rehearsal, and they may say, hey, it sounds thin. I'm interested, are you thinking it sounds thin, like through the in-ears, or do you use in-ears, or are they telling you, hey, your sound sounds thin? Because there's ways to introduce more bass. I already showed you the beefiest cab mic that we have in there is that 4038 cab. And to get it to sound the bassiest, to have the most punch, just make sure that the mic is as close all the way down. That's as close to the cab as it can be. If you need to remove some of the muddiness that can come with that, then you start scooting that mic back. But that's the beefiest tone. The Royer 121 is another one that's really full, and it's not as beefy, but it's usually my go-to. And then from there, a lot of the other ones are a little thinner. And that's just with the cab. On each amp, you have a bunch of different things, and most of them have a bass. You can bring the bass up. The thing you need to be careful with is just making sure things don't get too muffled. So, yeah, like who just said that? I just saw it. Jeremy said there are 1,000 things that can contribute to that. But I would start at the soundboard. Make sure you're getting just a clean channel, nothing EQ'd about it. Then after you've sent them like your good preset that sounds good in your ears, that you've monitored well, then let them do their magic with it. But yeah, if you have any more information, put it down in the chat. But those are some areas I would start. With. Hey, I'm planning to use my TS9 and DS1 again. I'm kind of confused right now on which arrangement I should do. DS1 to oh, you mean like which order? Which one are you running higher gain? The DS1 I'm guessing is higher gain because that's a distortion pedal. That's the boss, right? TS9. So let's see. I always like putting my cleaner pedals after my higher gain pedal. So you got to think what's last in the chain is going to put the character on everything before it. And so I put my dirtier pedals towards the front. Now this is all just subjective and there's no right or wrong. You can mess with this, and that's the beauty of having like the HX Stomp or the Helix or PodGo is you can like try a high gain and a boost and switch them and see what you like. So there's no right or wrong here. But I like to put my higher gain stuff up front and allow my lower gain stuff to come after and boost it. But in your case, I would say that the lower gain TS9, I'm imagining, is also a tube screamer type, which tends to color. So it just depends on how you're running it. I think I would start with putting the DS9, the DS1 first, and then having my TS9. And it also depends the settings on the pedals themselves. Like I tend to, like I say, just put my cleaner boost type pedals after, so that they are taking the character that you already have from the first pedal and just amplifying that and coloring it just a little bit. Could also change the cab to a bass cab. Yep. Travis Niles, I've never actually done that. I've never played with that. So that's something I should try. I've never done that. I've seen people use guitar cabs on bass to get some different tones, but I've never tried the other way around. So that's something worth trying. You typically use a cab and an IR. Do you need both? On the PodGo, you can't, obviously, because I say obviously, the PodGo only has one stereo. Let's see here. I'll show you real quick. Nope, that's my stomach. Let's don't look at that. I really gotta do better at figuring this stuff out. Podgo edit. Here, let's bring that up. Well, it's not wanting to look at it. I don't know. It's right here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so now that we're looking this together, what was the question? I forgot. What were we talking about? Man, I already forgot. That's right. It was the IR versus cab. Sorry, I got distracted. On the Pod Go here, you just have one stereo path right here, whereas on like an HX Stomp, you can bring stuff down to a second path, and then you could blend a cab and an IR together. But you don't need both. You don't need both, but you can blend them together if you want. There's another trick, and it's a preset in the Expanse pack where you can, well, it's not here on the Pod Go, but you can blend the parametric EQ block to kind of act like a cab. And I have a preset on my Helix and HX Stomp presets where I blend that parametric EQ block with a cab, and it sounds really good. It's actually one of the ones I use a lot live, just because it's so beefy and it covers the range that, like, the cab sounds good, but then when I add that parametric EQ, it adds like a low end. Yeah, Takeo Chang, if I'm saying your name right. If you haven't checked out the Expanse pack, that's a good place to start. There's a lot of presets that I use live all the time, so you could purchase those. Like I said, you purchase once, you get updates for free for life. Let's see. I had that House of Jesse. I had that thin issue last night running sound. Turns out he wasn't running any cabs on his unit, but was going into our backstage amps and one of the knobs was low. Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like even on these units when you're running direct, like you can accidentally turn your cab off and it'll be super gritty and really thin and just nasty sounding. Joshua, hey brother, I wanted to see how the giveaway goes. This is Josh yes, Josh, you're here. From Stomp Board. So yeah, I'm actually about to give that away. I don't know how long ago you made that comment, but I'm just catching up. But yes, we gave away the pedals, and now we are going to give away this pedal board. Yeah, so I already showed them the board. Let's see who wins. I love this thing, made out of solid wood. I don't know if I showed these. They got these nice grommets on the bottom. And so yeah, let's figure out who won that real quick. This is the second giveaway. The first one, the pedals, let me just say the email again if you're just getting here. Both of these emails are gmail.com. So if you're not Gmail, sorry, I didn't win. The first one, the first three letters were GUG with 4 more characters at gmail.com. That's who won the pedals. The second one, I'm going to go ahead and say the first name because this is a long email and the whole first and last name's in here, and I just won't say the last name, and there's some numbers as well. So it's Jonathan, a last name, 3 numbers at gmail.com. So Jonathan, a last name with 3 numbers at gmail.com has won the Stomp Board pedal board. So congrats, Jonathan. I'm glad I can say your first name. Finally. So Jonathan won the board. I have my white one too, and I think it looks great. You can go to the Facebook page. I will link it down below later. But let me just go grab that other white one because it looks amazing. Here it is. So this is the white one. I ordered this myself just because I thought it looked awesome. So I ordered it from Josh, and maybe gonna put some pedals on it one day. But there it is. I love the white look, especially if like with a white stomp or even a black. Oh man, doesn't that look good? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I think that looks great. And like I said, the somewhere around here, I have a Stomp XL. And it fits in there perfectly. And looks awesome. Look at that. I love it. Josh, good job. So Jonathan is the winner. Email me, winners, and I will get you your stuff soon. So let me go back to the building a preset. Let me read some comments here. Kev, Takeo, buy the Expanse back. Appreciate that. Thanks, man. That makes a lot of sense. Actually, I like my tone with the TS9. I'm just not sure if it's okay to put the DS1 higher gain before it, but thanks to the, at least I have an idea now. Yeah, man. And you can just play with it. I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong. Justin Whitener, I tend to play bright, clean sounds more than heavy distortion, so I go with my plume pedal with low gain and then push that into higher gain with stuff like the Moonshine or Conspiracy Theory. Yeah, those are some good pedals. I've heard the Moonshine. I haven't heard the Conspiracy Theory. Justin, I'm the same way. I have Morning Glory for a little color into the plume. Awesome. All right, let's get into, I want to make sure I didn't have, yes, that white pedal board, sweet. I'll make sure I didn't miss any questions. Yeah, the input impedance Jeremy was talking about, setting it at 1 meg allows the bass to run through. Lower settings roll it off. Yes. So if you don't want to, let me pull up Podgo Edit here, and I'll show you what he's talking about. Let's see here. Right here we have the gate. Does the Podgo have the impedance thing? Because it's usually right here, isn't it? I hadn't even looked yet. I feel so stupid right now. Anyways, we're going to be talking about the input gate. Does the Podgo not have the impedance settings? For some reason I thought it did. But it would be right here. And it's not. Oh well. If I had my HX Stomp hooked up, I could show you. But it's not hooked up, so we'll do that later. All right, let's get back to building this preset, and I will show you the gate on and off and what that does. We got our cab. We got our amp and cab dialed in like we like it. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. And let me get my headphones on. Hopefully you can still hear it. The next thing I really like doing is adding a second very ambient reverb. And one of my favorites is the glitz. I like bringing up the decay, bringing down the mix, which is down pretty good, kind of where it comes in. I like bringing up the depth of this mod here and putting trails on. And that way I can click off my super ambient reverb and still have my always on reverb, which is my room reverb. So I put on a long decay, bring up the pre-delay a little bit, and this is the tone we will have. If you want to get more ambient, more thick, you just start bringing up the decay in the mix. So yeah, so then you can just slide these around, and what I like doing is bringing in these effects here and bringing in a delay. And one of my favorite delays is the Mod Chorus Echo, and I always just switch it to a quarter. Depending on what we want, we may toggle up and down this feedback, and same with the mix. The scale, I'm going to leave it 75%. What that does is it gives you a quarter plus 75% of that, which would be a dotted eighth. I'll leave it on chorus, and then I can play with this depth, and it can get crazy. And then put the trails on. Let's hear what this sounds like. Let me turn the reverb off so we can just hear the delay. Then we can bring the feedback up and leave the mix where it is and just play with these. I'm going to mute this and just play around with those. I love the way that sounds. All right, the next thing I would do then, now that I have my wet section like I like it, I'm gonna bring this Parametric EQ. We'll mess with that in a bit. We'll add some drive because we definitely need some drive. So let's turn off these things. And my favorite drive is the Timmy. And the way I like to use it, let's talk about the input gate real quick. I brought this in, and I don't know if y'all can hear this over YouTube or not, but let me bring up the gain. And it gets really noisy. And so if you don't know, the input gate is what gets rid of that noise. So let's listen. Still, that gain is still really high, and the input gate just gets rid of that noise. It's a beautiful thing. And so this right here is the threshold. You lower this, and it'll start letting more noise in, and then you raise it up. If you're super noisy, you can raise it up a little bit, but going up too high, you'll start squashing your regular tone, leaving it about where it is. But I don't run my gain up that high anyways. I tend to bring my gain down quite a bit and use my my level to push gain into the amp. So let me turn this off. Remember where we are. I love that. That's what I would typically use. I don't go too crazy. If I want to get clean, I usually just toggle off my overdrive. I switch to my neck pickup, and then when I want my lead tone, I switch to my bridge pickup and turn on the overdrive, and that's usually enough for me. So this would be my cleanest tone. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. The noise is one of the biggest differences between stomp boxes and digital board. Boxes can be noisy, especially fuzzes, but that's just the way those pedals are. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Josh said to House of Jesse, I ended up liking the white so much I ended up redoing my personal board in white as well. Yeah, and y'all can go look. He's got pictures on the on his Facebook page. And he's got a bunch of different ones on there. The Litigator amp, Tegan, is your favorite. Yeah, I like the Litigator. My favorite amp, I'll show y'all. Let me save my progress here. My favorite amp here, and I have this is the Expanse pack for the Pod Go. But my favorite one is the Matchstick, and this is it. And I love it. I love it so much. So this is what it sounds like. that's really wet. But yeah, that's the preset that I really like, and it got loud. But yeah, that's my favorite amp is the Matchstick right now, and I'm also loving this this one that we're making here, the Jazz Rivet with the gain all the way up. It's really good. All right, let's move on to what I would do next. If you want to shape the tone of your amp a little bit, you can use this Parametric EQ. You can also use the 10-band graphic EQ just to pull in and pull out. I'm acting like I'm showing you my screen, and I'm not. Here we go. You can use this 10-band graphic EQ to pull in and pull out frequencies that you want or don't want. You can use it as a boost. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ways you can use it. You could just use it to boost if you wanted to, like a clean boost after everything, or put it before your amp and boost more overdrive into your amp. And since you're on the Pod Go, you're stuck with like an EQ of some sort. rather than using another distortion or something. You can use this that way. So let's just play with it. Like if we were to put it at the beginning here, and so here's our tone. So we could just use this, turn this on and off, and act like a boost. If you, another thing to do is just boost the mids. Sometimes for like a solo or something, boost somewhere around this range. You can get rid of the bottom end if you want, if you think it's too flubby. 31 megahertz, that's not even guitar land. 62 is barely. But yeah, let me toggle this on and off and see what we got here. Let's just have some fun and boost these a lot and just see what it does. Yeah, so that has a lot more growl to it. To answer that question of, that's another way you could add bass, is just using this 10-band graphic EQ and just go crazy. Now, if you don't want to go too crazy, but if it sounds good, then it is good. That's just a rule. So there's a lot of different ways people use this. There's a lot of different ways people use this, but you just play around with it and get it to sound good in your ear. When you go live, when you play live, like if you're playing at a church or something, I would ask the sound guy to let you in there early. Usually sound guys are not opposed to you wanting to get good sound because it helps them mix well. So if they can let you in there early, turn the sound system on, let you monitor, or sometimes they can record little chunks at a time and let you play with different settings and go out and listen to it and see what you can do to make your sound even better. The noise is one of the biggest differences. Oh, I already read that. Jimmy, looking for a good octave up sound in the stomp. Any advice on how to dial it in? Yeah, let's do that here. Let's see if we can. One of the things I like to do. So let's get rid of this overdrive real quick. We'll put this here, and let's see if we can do this. I go to pitch. You can do dual pitch if you want. Simple pitch works fine. And what I like to do is bring this to 12. Which is just one octave up. If you want to go 2 octaves up, you can, but let's leave it at 12 for now. The sense just like detunes either direction. I usually just leave that right there. No delay. The shift level, we'll leave that there. And then we'll use the mix to blend in as much as we want. And a lot of times I will use this to help. Man, I am not showing my screen. I'm so sorry. Let me say that again. Here's the simple pitch. Right here, it came in with like at 7. I bump it to 12. You can go all the way up to 24. These are the synths I was talking about that will detune up or down a little bit. Leave that at 0. We don't want to delay on it for this. The shift level we'll leave at 10 for now. And then this mix right here, you can mix in as much to taste as you want. And then now we're back to what I was saying. I like to click this on and click it on with a boost. So like if I were doing this, I would turn this on like a foot switch. Here, it already assigned it to there. So now this foot switch should turn both of those on and off. And sometimes I will put this simple pitch on a boost for like a solo or something. So I'll turn it off. Let me get some reverb going on here, some delay. So I don't know if you can hear that, but let me just toggle on and off the pitch, so you can hear what's happening here. So I like putting that on there where it's just subtle. So it just gives you a little bit of that top end. If you want more, just bring this mix on up. If you want less, bring it down. Yeah, so you can also do dual pitch. Let's mess with that. Where you can add in a little bit of lower frequency too if you want to like boost your sound. Or you can do like the 12 here and the where's my other interval, then you can go up to 24 here if you want, but let's just do octave up, octave down, and blend those in. So the synths are at 0, voice levels at 10. They detune this lower one, but I'm just going to bring it back up to 0, and voice 2 level. So what I'm going to do here is I want less low end, so I'm going to bring the voice 2 level down, and then bring the mix down a little bit. Let's see what we got. So to me, I don't like using the dual as much because the lower pitch just makes it muddier to me sometimes. But if I were to use it, I would just have a little bit of subtlety with it and bring it on down, and use the top end like I do the other one. So let's try that. I'll click it off and click it back on so we can A/B it. I was talking, I didn't even have y'all unmuted. My goodness. Sorry about that. That sounds funny. Anyways, oh man, I know I was muted. I'm so sorry. It's too much stuff to think about. No sound. Anyways, yeah, and I wasn't even showing you my screen. I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry. Anyways, that's it. Yeah, you can get a good synthesizer tone out of that. I mixed it up like really high, and it gets a little crazy. But if you bring it down, you can get it to be usable. So yeah, that's some stuff I would do. So I'm gonna mess with this preset. I'll probably make it a lot more usable and put it in the Expanse pack. But yeah, anything else? I think it's been good. I don't know how long this video is, but my computer will die eventually if I stay on too long. So any last questions before we go? I do have some, since y'all are still here. Are we still here? I'm watching on this other computer and it looks like it's just frozen. So I don't know. Maybe we're frozen. Oh, boo. I don't know if we're live right now or not, but if we are, one of my next videos in a few videos. I haven't recorded it yet, but we have these MIDI controllers. This is the Pilot by Little Robbie. This is the Little Robbie Pilot, and he also made one here for the HX Stomp XL, where it has all 4 snapshots. It'll even work with the Pod Go, pretty sure, and it'll work with I haven't tried it yet, and it'll also work with HX Effects. So anything that has the 4. Yes, we're live. Okay, good. My computer's frozen over here, but I'm glad we're still live. Anyways, I'm gonna be making a video about these, and I'll give these away eventually too. But these are amazing. They're one of my favorite. Like you guys know me, I love the Jet Micro. I have the Jet MCX on my mini board, and there's my mini board. And the Jet Micro was my first MIDI pedal, and it was pre-programmed for the HX Stomp, and that's what this is. You hook this up to the HX Stomp, and it'll give you your 3 snapshots. And then this pedal will do your tap and tuner, I believe. And then he made the same pedal that just doesn't have the tap and tuner, but it does the 4 snapshots. Yeah, so it works good. And then I'm going to show in that video how if you have like an HX Stomp and an HX Stomp XL, or an HX Stomp and an HX Effects, you can set their MIDI channels to the same channel 1, and control both snapshots with these and this. So if you use this that has 4 snapshots, there is no 4 snapshot on the HX Stomp, so it won't do anything. But yeah, I love these pedals. I love the way they look, and they're not too expensive. So definitely go check those out. He sells those over on Reverb.com, and I think there's a link on Facebook. But Little Robbie pedals. So that's coming up soon. And I have some other things. I have some of the Scattered Abroad. I made a video about. They're in my closet, but I have some other videos to make with those pedals and give those away too. And yeah, nice. You should experiment with a dual window setup for streaming. I should definitely put more time into figuring this out. I know I can do it right now. I can stretch the screen. It's just so much to think about talking to you guys. But yes, I'm actually trying to make a YouTube studio for myself in my backyard. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to do like a backyard studio shed and set it all up for streaming and all that stuff. So I'll not be like taking over my bedroom and messing stuff up. So I'm hoping to do that soon, but that'll be months away. But I want to get one of those what was it, A10 Mini, which we use at the church for live streaming. You can just like hit the buttons and it switches everything for you. So I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to see the new pedal board set up. Awesome. Well, thanks guys for hanging out today. Subscribe if you haven't. I got some cool stuff coming up. Thank you to the winners. Email me and I will send you your pedals. Let me review that one more time in case you're just here at the end and didn't hear it. The first one who won the 2 pedals, these 2 pedals, the email starts gug@gmail.com, and Jonathan with a last name I'm not going to say at gmail.com won this. So congrats to you guys. Justin, let's see. The Phoenix Pro in-ear still working well. So let me be honest. I'm glad you're asking about that. I'm going to do a follow-up video, but I had a problem with the PTM 22 It happened 3 times. I used it for a few months and 2 times in rehearsal, and I thought it was just a fluke. I thought I did something. The pack itself lost connection, or didn't lose connection. It like switched the group and channel randomly. So I was on like group 6, channel 1, I remember. And all of a sudden I had no sound. And I thought my pack died or something. I looked up and it was like group 3, channel 2. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I was in rehearsal, so it wasn't a big deal. And then it happened one more time in rehearsal. I thought, oh no, 2 times. That's weird. Hopefully, maybe I bumped something. Anyways, then it happened live. I had half a song and one more song to finish, and I just was completely dead. And the bad thing about those packs is that the only way they connect is via the infrared. You have to hold it in front of the unit. While I was up there singing at my microphone, the unit's way back there. I can't like pause everybody in the middle of the song, go back there and hold the unit to it. And yeah, and there's no buttons to switch the group. Like if there was a button on the pack to toggle to the group, I could have done that really quick. But there's not. So I reached out to them and they were super nice and they said, that does not sound right. It sounds like a defective unit. Can I send it back? And they would send me another one. And so they did. And I've been using the new one a few times. Used it at rehearsal last week. Used it live Sunday. Used it rehearsal this past week. I'm going to use it live again this Sunday. And it hasn't messed up yet. We use the Behringer P16s. And so all the vocalists, I had them wireless with it. And I just hooked our other cable up. I said, if it all goes out, just reach down and plug this cable in. But I want to test them and make sure they're not faulty. Make sure that the unit that I had was probably just faulty and that they work well. Because other than that, they sound crystal clear. They're really good. Phoenix Pro also sent me another set. They sent me the PTM10, which is like a regular stereo single setup. And so all 3 of us the past 2 weeks have been using that. So I've had all 3 wireless, using it with my, let me mute. I don't know if this is going to be loud or not, but yeah, it was. These new XFX wireless dingle hoppers here. These are awesome. I use these all the time. So we had all 3 wireless in-ears, wireless microphones, wireless guitars. 2 of us used the wireless guitars this past week, and everything worked perfectly. So Phoenix Pro still sounds good. It sounds like that unit I had just was defective, possibly. So hopefully that's true. I'm going to keep testing them just to make sure. If it happens again, I will be honest with you guys and let you know, because I'm not making any money off of it. I just get the benefit of using them. We use P16s, and I was going to order some Phoenix units for our singers. Yeah, so yeah, I know their budget. But I've been talking, we don't have a big budget at our church, and we would like to be wireless. So far they're working out great other than that one issue, and I'll let you know if they fail us anytime soon. So any other questions before we head out? Again, apologies for my lack of streaming capability, but I'll work on it. It'll get better. Yeah. So that's about it. I did want to let y'all know, I've been talking about for a long time. I've been mentioning building a course. I don't know if any of y'all even care. Yeah, I've been thinking about building a course. I want to get into course creation because people ask me so many questions in the DMs and stuff. And I love answering those questions. And then sometimes I get real heavy into like a specific topic with these units. And then I'll forget. And I'll go back and watch my own YouTube videos and be like, well, how was that again? And so, I was like, man, it would be good to have like just a catalog course, just to like go back and without having to like sift through YouTube, like search YouTube and sit through ads, and just go back and quickly be able to figure out and find exactly what you need. So I'm going to put that stuff into a course, and I actually started this week recording a course. So I'll let y'all know more details about that in the future. But I started recording, and I've never done before, so I was a little nervous about it. But once I got started, I was like, hey, this actually might be really good. So I'm excited about it, and I'll keep you guys up to date on those details. So anyways, thanks, guys. Don't forget to link the Pedal Board Maker Facebook page in the description. I will not. I'm going to do that right now when I get off, and I'm getting off right now. See you guys in the next video. Bye.